Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet here. So this is a tweet that I'm sure that you guys probably seen many times before. We have been waiting for the finale around this case for a while. I told you guys that it's going to be a little bit of a patient 2023, but probably within the first half of this year, we will see some sort of major update where we will see this case be put behind us. Now, the effects from that are questionable. It could be good, it could be bad. It does not really matter. All we need to know is that this case will be put behind us finally. We know the good, we know the bad, and we know the ugly around this case. This thing could be either great for XRP, it could also be bad for XRP, in the short term at least, because I still think that outside of what Ripple is doing with XRP, we'll most likely see XRP succeed outside of the US. But nonetheless, this tweet is talking about what Brad Garlinghouse sees happening around the SEC. We do see the SEC wants you to think that it cares about disclosure, transparency, and clarity, when we all know that the truth eventually, when it comes out, we will see the shamefulness of their behavior. And I don't think it will shock me, but we know that it will shock many other individuals out there, because we've been talking about the disgusting disgrace of an agency that the SEC is. They've been hiding facts away from the public for a very long time. We know that their actions recently have showed their true colors, and we know that their major motive behind crypto and these actions that they've been taking against crypto is to continue to not only leave the U.S. behind outside of what other nations are doing, but they are also trying to benefit traditional players. And those traditional players, the ones that are the big bankers, etc., they are in the pockets of the SEC, in my opinion. Now, could they be in the pockets of the judge? Could they be in the pocket of, regulators? We don't know. We have no idea. I mean, outside of the SEC, could the judge be somehow paid off? It's questionable. But I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into, hypotheticals or anything like that. But what I do want to talk to you guys about is the end of the case, which, in my opinion, yeah, we will 100% see this case be finished. Now, this article got posted a while back. Shout out to XRP Crypto Will for this. This got posted on the 21st. But we did see Ripple versus SEC. The lawyer has no doubt that Ripple will win over the SEC. Now, again, I've talked about my ideas around this. I do believe that Ripple will win. I just don't see a world where Ripple doesn't win, but I could be 100% wrong. Who knows? But we do see, I have no doubt Ripple will win, and the current Supreme Court will shut down the SEC Gov's gross overreach. The West Virginia versus EPA case is all you need to read to agree with me. Ripple's summary judgment brief is already an extremely well-written appellate brief. And here we have from Mr. Alradi. The SEC has lost 4 of its last 5 cases in the Supreme Court, thanks to the few that had the courage and resources to fight back against the SEC's bullying and clinging to stretch legal positions that were not faithful to the law. And yes, we could hope for the SEC to be shut down. If you guys do want the SEC to be shut down, smash that like button and also comment down below, hashtag SEC abolished, because honestly, I've been talking about it for a while. I do think that the SEC 100% needs to be shut down. And I think that their overreach is absolutely disgusting, and I think that what they're trying to do to this still early on asset class is disgraceful. But we do see over here, this got posted earlier yesterday. This is from David Schwartz's Twitter. This is his header, and this got posted by Anderson. And we do see when he does this, we don't know if it's good or bad for XRP or whatever he really means. So it's more frustrating than anything. And you could read into this if you want. But this is what the header said: when a scrappy financial startup takes on a web of corruption and betrayal to bring instant payments to the masses, they learn that the cost of disrupting the status quo is higher than they could ever have imagined, forcing them to decide between their vision and their survival. Now, again, you could look into this, you could read into it however you want. We have no idea. We really have no idea what this really means. But I will say this. One thing that I find very interesting about this is the fact that the cost of Ripple winning, the cost of XRP being the only digital asset within the space having regulatory clarity, is it comes at a cost for the rest of the entire industry. Because remember, this win it's good for crypto, but it's really only good in the short term for XRP, because we still won't have regulations in play for the entire crypto industry for at least 2 years from now. So think about that, right? XRP is going to be the only digital asset with regulatory clarity for 2 whole years. Now, we also did see this as well, a story in 4 Pictures, Laugh Out Loud, featuring David Schwartz. I'm not saying anything of this is related. You be the judge. And here we have, the thing is, we can't succeed if the industry doesn't succeed. A world where, say, Twitter is the only successful internet company is unimaginable. I expect we will always prefer wins for everyone in the space if we can. Then over here, yeah, I think that's fair to say. I hope we don't get into a position where we're tempted to walk through a door and slam it shut behind us. But of course, I can't promise we won't. And this is more so like, listen, if we look at Ripple losing this case, they will have to be the ones shutting the door on the US and essentially operating outside of the US. Because that would be the cost of them losing this case, and XRP basically, XRP, in my opinion, could it be deemed a security? Could it? I just don't see a world where XRP is a security. I just don't see that happening. But I could definitely see Ripple moving outside of the US if they have to. Over here, we also did see the header. And then we have, I heard rumors that the Ripple case will be settled on December 15th. Obviously, that did not morph into reality because, again, these are rumors. Nobody cares about rumors. We care about facts. And that could have catastrophic implications for the industry one way or the other. And yeah, it could 100%. Like when we take a look at this, the space will continue to thrive, but we will definitely see a lot more regulatory actions towards this space. And I've always said, 1% of this space in terms of the tokens and the projects tied to it are going to only be the ones that survive. The other 99%, you could argue it's like 99.9%, are going to completely disappear. They're not going to be able to operate because a lot of what we see around traditional regulations and what a possible regulatory framework that helps this market thrive and helps this asset class achieve its valuations, that those regulations are not going to play into what most of these meme coins and some of these even legitimate projects as well are doing. Because trust me, I think that proper regulations are beneficial for this space in ways that most people don't see. But I do think that's going to be harmful for many other tokens within the space that, are in the billions of dollars in market cap. So who knows? It's questionable. Now, outside of the US, like I said, I have no problems with Ripple moving operations outside of the US. I still think that XRP will be tradable within the US. I still think that XRP is going to be huge whether Ripple wins or loses. But outside of the US, we are seeing some huge steps being taken. Now, again, we always see Bitcoin and Ethereum being mentioned, but we all know that it's going to be all cryptocurrencies. Let's be real. But we do see from Watcher Guru, and you probably are all aware of this, with the Hong Kong and China narratives being pushed around. We've been watching this for a very long time, actually morph into reality. But we do see just in Hong Kong to allow retail investors to trade larger cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then shortly after, we also seen this announcement as well. China reportedly backing Hong Kong's proposal to become a crypto hub. Listen, time and time again on this channel, what have we been mentioning? The race towards being a crypto hub is on. Whoever becomes the first crypto hub will be the reserve currency, or at least hold a large percentage of dominance over the global infrastructure. Why? Because as we look at the US dollar is failing. I've said this. We do see the world needs more elements. BRICS countries have an abundance of natural resources. What are countries within BRICS or other countries seeking entry doing? Working on de-dollarization. We now have 2 genuine threats: weaponized financial systems and weaponized commodities. The thing is that everyone's still overlooking what crypto could be and what crypto could be utilized for. The BRICS nations have came out and mentioned, listen, we are utilizing blockchain technology within trade. We're looking at using blockchain and digital assets for cross-border payments and cross-border trade. I mean, they're developing their own infrastructures around digital assets and digital asset trading. What are people waiting for? What are people when we look at the US, the U.S. is still taking time. They're taking time to, look at this market and take action against it and try to fight it and try to do this, do that, whatever. But at some point in time, the U.S. will not be able to wait any longer. If they want to hold their dollar to their reserve currency standard and become still the dominant force within the global the monetary system, then guess what? They are going to need to move forward very fast on crypto adoption, crypto regulations, and also crypto acceptance. Like, as we look at crypto around the world, it is being utilized, and it's also being adopted in, and it's also an asset class that these nations want to embrace. And once we've seen China do this, I think that this pretty much set things into play. And it's the same thing that I've been talking about for well over 2 months now, which is the great race. I've said it around, DLT for the last 2 months. I've been talking about the space race. I've been comparing it to the space race. We've seen the space race happen where we've seen, who can go to space first. Now we are seeing the tech race. Who can adopt crypto first? Who can utilize crypto first? Who could be the crypto hub first? The UK, the UAE, and now we see Hong Kong moving very fast on this. And it's funny because we still see this complete garbage narrative being pushed from the central bankers. Crypto has lost the battle against fiat currency, the BIS chief said. Well, I see your cards and I will raise you, right? Because now we know that around the future monetary system, it is going to be built upon DLT rails. We're going to see, even if we see CBDCs, they're going to still be issued out on private DLT technology. And the funny thing about this, the best thing about this is that, this is 100% welcomed from central bankers. These central bankers are terrified of this technology, hence why they are trying to say that crypto's a systemic risk. Oh, crypto's a scam, crypto's this, crypto's that. It's because they want to push their CBDC narrative. Remember, this benefits their case for CBDCs because guess why they embrace CBDCs over utilizing any digital token or using any, technology within crypto? It's because they can control CBDCs. They have a control over it, very similar to how they control fiat-based currencies. This is why central bankers being bearish on crypto. Oh, I welcome it. I welcome it as if Jim Cramer is a central banker and he's talking down on crypto. Because again, it's all the same FUD that we see around crypto. Now, like I said, going back to the initial statements here, I do think that this case will be over eventually, probably within the first 6 months of this year. So by June, we should see some major update around this. I have no doubt that Ripple will win, in my opinion as well. Very similar to what Johnny Deaton is saying here. But the question is, well, what happens after that? Well, first off, XRP is the only digital asset that has regulatory clarity, which we will most likely see Ripple be fully adopted in. The dominoes will start to fall into place. And also with that, right, we talk about on-demand liquidity expansions within the US. We talk about on-demand liquidity expansions outside of the US. I mean, this could go either way, but is it a big win for the entire industry? Sure, to have some sort of clarity around cases that involve crypto, but it's also just a huge win for XRP because it's going to be the only digital token that has that full-on 100% regulatory clarity. So obviously, this is huge for XRP, but we question on what's it going to have in terms of implications for the entire crypto industry. It's a big question. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. Otherwise, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.